Hi, okay, I'm Steve from Swift Group, and here today we are at the hill at One North. So where is One North? One North is not in Yishun. One North is actually in District 5. It is in between our Buona Vista and Queenstown area. Okay, we shall zoom in a bit more into the map. Alright, so our the hill has just launched recently. It's actually in between our Buona Vista and One North MRT. As of now, the government is trying to have all the buildings here build a sheltered walkway for them to be linked to the MRT. Okay, so prior to the hill at One North, we have actually a few other developments that build up in this area. We have One North Eden that is about the TOP, and also 1 year before we had Blossoms by the Park, who is almost 90+% sold already. Besides that, if you look at this entire area, there is not much residential in this whole area. This whole One North Pristine is actually more office spaces for higher tier industry like medical, IT, and these people are pretty well paid. Alright, so you talk about investment point. If you have to buy a unit in One North versus a same quantum elsewhere, your rental is probably on the higher side. The hill at One North actually only has 142 units. We also have 2 to 4 bedrooms, so the denomination is quite evenly spread out among the different sizes. Okay, now we go towards the bigger part of the map. Right, you just look here. This is the hill at One North. Alright, right in between our Buona Vista and One North. Okay, so what is one important selling factor in this area? The school district within our Dover area. Okay, here we have our ACSI, we have Fairfield Methodist Primary and Secondary as well. Okay, so Fairfield Methodist Primary is within 1 km of this One North area. Surrounding this 1 km, actually there's nothing for sale to make them within the 1 km from the primary school balloting. Alright, you talk about tertiary wise, there's international schools. There's also like your Ngee Ann Poly and Singapore Poly nearby. You want to look at NUS, it's also not far away because actually this district is also pretty near to our previous Pasir Panjang area. This whole area has a very strong workforce as well as international schools. These all begin in the earliest part of the day, which is important for our daily lives. Okay, in terms of workforces, we of course are in the One North Pristine. We have our Science Park 1, Science Park 2. So these are very strong rental potential. Alright, nowadays we have a lot of developments near the MRT station. Alright, but to be near an MRT interchange is actually a different thing as well. You get serviced by 2 different lines. Okay, talking about amenities wise, we will move towards our Ghim Moh and Holland Village area. Holland Village itself, of course, now it has a lot of different restaurants. Even our One Holland Village is up. By default, also they have their wet markets and all in both areas. So despite being in a very commercial area, we do have a lot of amenities on the surrounding of this area. Alright, so on the right side of the hill at One North, we actually have our One North Park over here. Okay, so at the front of our development is actually an NTO alumni together with Blossoms by the Park. So these two developers, Blossoms by the Park and the hill at One North, they are supposed to help develop the park to incorporate together with the development. So you see this entire park and all these playgrounds, all the way until the front side, they have to be developed by these two developers and help to make it look better. Along the way, you can see all the sheltered walkways that are being done up. All these also have to be done by the developer. Alright, we come over to this area. In the entire One North Pristine, you will actually notice this very iconic glass shelter. It's supposed to connect all the work offices together with the residential area to your One North MRT. Alright, we move here a bit more. Okay, so for the hill at One North, we actually have 5 shops. Just like all other developments here, most of them have a few shops underneath them. Alright, these 5 shops will be sold under one strata lot. Alright, meaning one owner will manage all 5 of them, and they'll have to be sold together. Alright, so this will be our entrance. The name will be Slim Barrack Drive. So the address for this development is Slim Barrack Rise. This will be the entrance. It goes down to the basement car park. As much as we have 142 units here, the car park lot is only about 57 units. Alright, so development amenities and all will actually begin on the 3rd floor. As you can see, they have pool, function room, gym, and also a lot of water features. Because in the One North Pristine, government has implemented that the developments must also be of certain standards and look better due to be able to support to the professions within this area. Okay, so as you can see, the units are all elevated from ground floor and also elevated from the 3rd floor area. When you have such elevations, your entire development actually have very strong ventilation. One thing to note is apart from the sheltered walkway that is linked to all the offices, we actually have a sheltered walkway that link towards the park area. All must be done up by the developer. So there's different access of sheltered walkways throughout. We have 3 blocks in total, 2 blocks of 11 stories and 1 block 7 stories. But our units start off on the 4th floor. So you can see the different denominations as they go
down to the lower. One thing about this land is because it's on the hilltop, so it's slightly contoured. Alright? Okay, maybe we can turn around. We want you all to have a look at this map area. So this map was done up before Bloxhams was built. This is your Bloxhams Park. Alright? This is your Buona Vista MRT and a very iconic Star Vista. This will be your NTU alumni, which is right beside the hill at One North. Okay, many people have a lot of objection about this area, but actually it is a see-through passage through this one, the NTU alumni. So actually it doesn't restrict any view within this development as well. Okay, surrounding wise you see other developments. Some of them are high-rise. This will be our MOD building. So to get the bearings right, this is very iconic. This area will be our Honda Village. Okay, of course here will be One North Pristine and your office. Okay, so now this is a 3-bedroom model, 1012 square foot. Alright, let's just walk it through. Of course, this will be an entrance area and your cabinets. Kitchen wise also, you see enclosed kitchen, almost the same setting. It's a natural ventilation with windows behind. So you come over to your living room side. So dining, living room and balcony. So nowadays for even a 3-bedroom this size, you rarely get such a good breath within the living room side. Okay, we go over to the bedroom. This will be your study area. For this unit, there's a study. So how you want to enclose it or glass it up to make it into another portion of the room, it's also on yourself. Okay, so bedroom wise, this is an example with a queen size bed. So even with a queen size bed, still fairly enough space. Alright, color theme and settings are all still very alike. Alright. So same example here, nothing much to... So a queen size example within the bedroom. So common bathroom, also with natural ventilation, you can see. The color theme is more on the grey tone. And this will be our master. Also a king size full glass side windows, right? Size relatively fair for this model. And then that will be your master bath, together with a natural ventilation as well. Okay, so we are in this 2-bedroom showroom. It's a 764 square feet. I think it's a very wonderful layout. This is a dumbbell setting, but in this development we have also those that are not dumbbell settings. Okay, but for a 764 square feet, you actually have a study and an enclosed kitchen. I think that is quite difficult to achieve. You need something like almost 850 square feet to achieve such a sizing. So let's look at it and see what are the difference actually. Alright. So for a 2-bedder, you have this enclosed kitchen area. The developer is actually Kingsford, so if you have seen Momentum Park before, the color theme and settings is actually quite similar. Alright, of course it comes with all your fittings. Electrolux will be for your stove and your fridge and all. So same for the washer, 2-in-1. Alright. So enclosed kitchen within a 2-bedroom. Alright. Here we have our common bathroom. Alright. So being a dumbbell, we have 2 bedrooms on either side. So this will be our study actually. So study is also relatively large. Now we move in. Okay. Yeah. So in the common room, this will be the common room. So having a study beside the common room, you can actually make it into a walk-in wardrobe, or we can make it into a 3rd bedroom even. It's how you remodel the doors, the walls, alright? So let's move to the master side. You can see even for your living room, even for a 3-bedroom, you may not have such a breath distance, right? Somehow they are able to do it within this 764 square feet, right? So we come over to the masters. Of course, we have the attached bathroom. This is a king size bed, still relatively a lot of space. So as you can see, theme is very alike with your Momentum Park. This is because same developer, Kingsford. Flooring wise, color theme and all. Bathroom also on the huge side. So something with this size, you can actually get an enclosed kitchen, a study, and also 2 bedrooms and a wide living room. So this is something that we can't really get within such a size. So it's amazing how they actually pull out this size. Even though the PSF is slightly higher, Quantum is actually close by, and we can actually get one such unit in less than 2 mil. Okay, so that's all for the Hill at One North. There's still a lot of units for sale, different sizes, all are still very good quantums. So do find your Swift taggers for more info and also for tagging. Alright, see you all.